Man pressure by Haines City. Kelly, I tell you what, you're going to see them go, but what they did was defensive breakdown by Nova very, very early, allowing the ball to get all the way deep into the paint.
Bernadette Devaney with the ball. Man-to-man defense for the Hornets of Haines City. And a little bit of push. We have a 5-second call on Devaney. And the first turnover of the game. Haines City averages 52.1, gives up only 32.3, so they win their games by a margin of 18.8. Nova wins by an average of 19.3, so it's fair to say that they've all or both in all their games had themselves some pretty wild one-sided affairs this year. With the ball, it is Nova. The Titans coming up court. Again, that's Devaney. Devaney directing the offense. And Haines City collapses on the young lady in the lane, and they miss 2 shots, and here come the Hornets once again. Hornets driving, shooting, and missing the shot. Offensive rebound, and we have a push against, I believe, Devaney, which will be the first foul of the ball game.
Jasmine Brown, the weak side rebounder. She's actually, it's the big 4 for Haines City. You have Johnson, averages about just under 14 a game. You have Henderson at just about 10.5. And Jasmine Brown, who's at the free throw line right now with 13.5 points a game, just a sophomore.
And the first point for her is good. The foul was on English Lurie and not on Devaney, so that will be foul number 1. And here comes the second free throw by Jasmine Brown. And she'll put that one up, and it will fall off the rim. Rebound to Lurie. Yanni Lurie for Nova. Titans feeling some backcourt pressure will bring the ball across the line, break the press, pump up a 3, and miss it. Foul on the rebound. This will go against, looks like, Rashanti Cowart. Foul number 1.
Cowart, a 5'10 sophomore. Kelly averages about 5 points a game, about 4 rebounds a game. Nice role-playing type forward for Nova.
Sometimes those are the players you really have to keep an eye on because they can get you 10, 12 points a ball game and really ruin your game plan. Ball to the far side. This is Haines City. The Hornets with the drive, a feed into the corner. Short jump shot will not be good. Weak side rebound by Lurie. Looks like the Titans don't run much. Nova seems to like to play that half-court offense. Ball to the near side. Outside of three-point range, it's English Lurie. Fakes a drive, brings it back outside. Coach Hively, 135 wins in his career, only 32 losses. And the ball's thrown away by Nova. Haines City does like to run. They'll pull up jump shot, it's off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, nothing going, they'll bring it out. We've seen some teams in this tournament that do an awful lot of crashing the boards offensively. We've had teams get 20, 22 offensive rebounds in a game. There's a drive of the baseline, feed pass inside, and we have a held ball. Go to the Titans of Nova.
Well, there's nothing wrong with actually attacking the offensive glass. I think that what you do is you've got it's a timing effort more than anything. It's a reaction effort also. So if you have good offensive rebounders, you get opportunities. You want to be able to capitalize on that.
There's a whistle on the inbounds. And this is going to be a foul called on Haines City. And let's see, it's going to be called on. No, it's on the other side. It's going to be on English Lurie. That is her second personal already. They've only played like 3 minutes of this game. Haines City on the inbounds to the baseline. Double team. Nice feed pass inside. That would not go traveling, called against the Hornets. Well, Coach Hively went to Huntington High School in Huntington, West Virginia. And went to West Virginia University. So he's a transplant from Morgantown. Down here in the land of sunshine. And coaching now at Nova High School in Davie. Ball far side, dribbles out of bounds, but it's knocked out of bounds, actually. Crowd hasn't gotten into it yet, not like the last game. The last game, they were screaming from start to finish. Man.
Yeah, well, that last game was showed some tremendous talent between Buchholz and Tampa Freedom.
And Buchholz won it there, waiting in the wings. Here's the ball stolen away. A driving layup will not go. Another offensive rebound. Put back is no good. Another offensive rebound. Put back is no good. Had 3 opportunities and just couldn't get him to fall. And now at midcourt, another turnover. Here's a driving layup, and this one will go for Brakia Henderson. A 5-0 lead. Well, they don't want it to get out of hand, so Coach Ladria Akins calls for a timeout. Talking about the coaches, Ladria Akins with 309 career wins, only 98 losses. Went to Haines City High School. That's a special feeling, isn't it, when you get to coach at your alma mater?
Yeah, you know, it'd be nice, but my alma mater is up in land of Lincoln, up in Illinois, so.
That'd be quite a commute for you every day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just be a little bit. I'll stay at Lake Nona. I really am enjoying it over there.
Coach Akins from Florida Southern College, and right here in Lakeland. And now they'll play the ball inbounds, having to go the full length of the court. And we have a new player in there, Madeline Carrazza. Carrazza will inbound it. Nova High School won all 3 of their regional games playing on the road. That's tough to do.
Well, you know, that means they were the runner-up in their district, so that means that is tough to do, but you know, it proves it can be done.
Not too many teams do that, but they were able to pull that off, and so now they're here in the state semifinals. They're looking for their first points, though, and we're almost midway through the first quarter. As you can see, going from our right to our left. 2 of 9 shooting for Haines City, 0 for 4 for Nova to this point. They'll get on track here, get that monkey off their back when they get their first bucket, which they may get right here. 3-pointer, nope. Weak side rebound, and here comes Haines City again. Haines City's the visiting team, although they're really local. They're right here from Polk County. And we have a whistle and a foul called on Haines City.
Well, Haines City actually lists 5 guards on their floor, so what they do is they play very, very aggressively within it. Sometimes they'll go to a full court man press, sometimes a 2-2-1 press. But Coach Akins loves the half court man-to-man.
Well, there's a media timeout on the floor. Coach Akins has been around for 14 years. His team leads it in the early going 5-0. As Coach mentioned, Buchholz, a very entertaining game in that other 7A semifinal. So they're sitting here and they're getting to watch both teams and evaluate them both. That kind of gives an advantage to them because these teams only saw the first half of the Buchholz game. So now the Buchholz gets to see their whole game. Well,
you know, I mean, that whoever gets to play Buchholz has the opportunity to shut down probably one of the premier guards in the state of Florida, in Thompson.
She had 38 points in the semifinal earlier in this ball game. Buchholz, Jessica Thomas with she averages 30. She got 38. Well, they used the term real deal, and I think I heard that tossed around today.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you can't buy those at Big Lots.
Here's the inbounds on the near sidelines.
If they were available,
you'd buy a couple of them.
I'd buy a couple. Yeah.
Carrazza will inbound it. The Titans still looking for the first points. Don't look like they're playing tight, but well, once you get that first bucket, you'll loosen up just a little bit. And Haines City defense has a lot to do with the fact that they've only attempted 4 shots so far in the game. Average of 1 shot per minute. Just won't let them penetrate at all, will they?
No, they do a great job of help side D.
That ball partially deflected, and here come the Hornets again. Hornets in black uniforms and the weirdest looking socks. If we ever get a close-up of their socks and their shoes. Ball top of the key around to the near side. And we have a traveling call against Haines City. Their socks are orange and yellow and black. You can see
matches
them coming
their shoes, Kelly. Matches the shoes.
Yeah, the socks have little stars on them.
We're talking designer wear. You know, they got to look good.
Wow, they are. They're fashionable.
I might have to do that next year. I don't know. Have to go with something weird.
Here's the weak side rebound, put back in a foul, so the Titans will get an opportunity to score from the free throw line. They do seem to draw attention to themselves.
Yeah, they do. Kiani Lurie got the offensive rebound for Nova. She is the team's leading rebounder, about 7.5 rebounds a game. She's also the team's second leading scorer.
And there they get the first point. Lurie, one of the many underclassmen on this team for Coach Heifley. And she gets them both. That'll help. It's now a 5-2 ball game. A little backcourt pressure, but not a whole lot. Ball nearly thrown away on the near side. It's taken by Jasmine Reddick. There's a spin move inside and a move back outside on a pass. Driving the baseline, double pump jump shot, no good. Gets her own rebound. Back outside comes Henderson. Henderson looks over to Coach Akins. Kneeling on her right knee, watching the action develop. Move inside, short jump shot, hits the rim and falls off. Offensive rebound, and back out comes Haines City again. To the baseline, a feed, nice feed pass inside. They just can't finish because of some defense being played there by the Titans, Madeline Carusa.
When you take a look at the statistics, with 7 rebounds to 5, the key is that the offensive rebounds for Haines City will keep them in. They are relentless attackers of the offensive boards.
Nova from down south, and of course Haines City from right down the road. There's the ball to the baseline, and we have a foul. No, it's going to be going the other way.
And they called that an offensive foul, a hook.
So what's it mean when they hook? They use their arm to kind of push the defender out of the way?
Actually, they did. She tried to drop step her, and she utilized her arm to kind of push her around on the backside.
First foul of the game called on Kiana Lurie, 5'9" sophomore. Now we'll go down to play defense. It's Haines City, who's never trailed. In the final minute and a half, will come down court. Now they're going to lose the ball again. Here come the Titans of Nova. Nova from way down south of here. They had a long trip today. Jump shot will be good. Nothing but net that time for Devaney. And that makes it a 1-point game. Haines City hasn't scored in a long time.
Actually, since the media timeout.
You're right. That's been 3 minutes ago. Back at the top of the key, it's Henderson. Feeds it down underneath. They just kind of throw that one up. A hope and a prayer, and here comes Carranza on the rebound. Nova can get its first lead of the ball game here. Devaney. Oh my goodness. That was a long range 3. Rebound to Haines City, and they lose it again. 5 turnovers in the first period. Devaney looks over to Coach Heifley. May wait for the last shot. There's only half a minute to go. And a pushing off foul is called on the far side against Jonah Akins. And the first foul for her, and only the second team foul called on Haines City. You know, they say that I heard somebody talking about Nova, how they can overcome their lack of size with a relentless defense.
They don't have a lot of height in Haines City. And Nova's, basically, they're all pretty equal as far as size and height. But the game isn't played with just always with height. It's played with the ability to space. The defensive pressure is unbelievable right now for Haines City.
And here's Nova in the corner for a 3. And a push-off trying to get the offensive rebound. And that whistle will go against Kayla Johnson. That is her first. Nova's already gone 2 deep. I don't think Haines City has substituted at all in this game.
They have yet to substitute. They very rarely will.
Well, a low-scoring first period. Haines City leads it over Nova 5-4. Second period coming up. 5-4 ball game. Haines City with the lead, getting the first 5 points. Nova got the last 4 points, and you made a good point, Rick, during the timeout about it looks like a heavyweight championship bout.
Right now it was just they had to feel kind of like get a feel of each other a little bit. I think that the adjustments that are done right now will really determine what's going to happen in this game. And the pressure that Haines City puts on defensively, they're not big, but they're scrappy. And so it'll be very, very interesting to see how the Nova Titans handle the pressure.
Well, one thing that both of these teams are grateful for is that Sebastian River is not here, because Sebastian River beat Nova in the semifinals last year, then beat Haines City in the finals. So with them not here, they don't have to worry about them. Shooting percentages, only 15.4% for Haines City in the first period, only 10% for Nova. Nova was 1 out of 10, Haines City was 2 out of 13. And the long-range jump shot won't be good. And once again, it's Haines City. It's been about 5 minutes since they scored. Far side, Henderson out between the 2 circles there, a little more patient. They were running a lot in the first period. At the top of the key, they back up a couple of steps. Nova doing something different now?
Yeah, what they're doing is they're playing what we call very soft man-to-man. They've got people literally putting feet in the paint to take the drive lanes away from Haines City.
And they get the ball inside, but they missed the shot. Offensive rebound and the putback. Right there to get her own rebound is Jasmine Brown. And that breaks a long drought for the Hornets, and it's now 7-4. I'd like to remind you that you can purchase DVDs of this and any other broadcast as well, as the ball's tapped out of bounds. And the ball goes over to Haines City. You're on the webpage, just find the prompts, and you can get yourself as many DVDs as you would like of this broadcast of the semifinals. And of course, we'll be here for the other semifinals in 8A, then all the finals tomorrow, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In the front court, it's Henderson. Rakia Henderson. Lob pass inside. They just throw that one up there, and it's off the backboard and then out of bounds. Nova hoping that they can get themselves a championship this year. The team began the year 0-2, and actually were 3-3 at one point. But since then, Coach, they've been 24-1.
Yeah, that means those young kids decide to grow up a little bit.
They've won 15 in a row.
Yeah, I understand that.
We have an official's timeout for something. I don't know if somebody has blood on their uniform. So we'll take a moment. You guys at Lake Nona have a pretty decent year?
Yeah, we didn't do too bad. We ended up 17-10 and made the regionals before bowing out to Lake Wales. And we have, we've got a good group of kids coming back. So, we're going to be young. But we have a great group of kids. And we've got to build on it a little bit.
Some of your youngsters, I understand, are being looked at already by certain schools and universities.
We've been fortunate. We've got some kids that are being looked at, and it helps when you have a little bit of size and some smart, pretty good little point guards. So hopefully we'll just keep getting better and develop the kids on the outside a little bit and get stronger there as well.
Nova plays the ball in. Off the inbounds, we have a three-pointer that's left a little short. Haines City grabs the rebound and comes down on a fast break. They don't have the numbers, but that doesn't stop them. Rebound by the Titans as Coward gets it. Down court, we have it's going to be a blocking foul, even though it was English Glory's elbow that kind of got in the way of the defender. So we'll have a blocking foul.
Yeah, actually that was a good call. A little bit of a lead in, as they say, but by Henderson. But she really is the catalyst for this team on Haines City. Is Rakia Henderson is what makes this team go. And she's got to, I think, take a little bit more charge offensively.
Here's the ball to the baseline and back outside again. And the shot by Devaney is no good. They still have only one field goal in the whole ball game. Haines City only has 3, and we're at the almost 5.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Ball outside, three-point attempt is good. Oh, boy, did she drain that one. Brown with 6 points, and it's now a 6-point game. Out between the circles is Deja Roberts. And Brown has to go down and play some post defense. We have traveling called against Nova. Coach Ladria Akins, Class 7A Coach of the Year last year. And in the running again this year. To win a state championship, that would be a big plus for that young lady. Across the timeline, it is Henderson. You're pretty impressed with her, huh?
I really am. I watched her play last year, and I've watched her development, even in this game right here. But you can see that her senior leadership is got to step up. She's got to direct a little bit better traffic in the offense. And right there, when Brown hit the three, she was the one who initiated the kick pass that got her the ball. So I think you have to see her take a little bit more responsibility for her team right now.
Henderson on the season is averaging 3 assists per game. There's a drive and a basket scored by English Lurie. That is her first 2 points. Nova needed those. Now it's a 4-point game again. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Another drive. This one won't fall, and I believe that's an over-the-back foul that's going to be called against Nova.
The one intangible with all this is the limited bench. We have yet to see a sub for Haines City. So the question is, if all 5 kids play 32 minutes and they end up winning this game, they might not have enough legs to play in the state championship game tomorrow.
They only have 4 players on the bench. 2 juniors, a senior, and a freshman, and that's it. And so far, each of the players out there on the floor right now, they don't seem to have slowed down any to this point. There's a 15-foot jump shot that hits the back of the iron. Missed by Henderson. Henderson now goes back to play some defense. There's a jump shot that won't go. Rebound again to Haines City. Very low scoring. We're midway through the second period. These two teams, as we mentioned earlier, don't give up many points in a ball game, and that's been the case here. Pressure outside. Top of the key, behind the back dribble in the lane. Layup is good. Nice little move there. That's Akins.
Yeah, that was one of those little hesitation crossovers, split the defenders, and she found her way at 5'5" in through moderate trees.
Akins, the coach's daughter. And the ball's taken away, and here comes Haines City again. There's a bounce pass down underneath. And they double team the post, so they bring it right back outside again. There's a nice feed pass to the baseline, but a traveling call against Haines City. I think they thought that Akins was going to take that to the hoop, and so they weren't expecting the pass to come. Well, as we mentioned, Haines City is right from the immediate area. Right down the road. In fact, we both passed the exit on our way here. We both live in the Orlando area. But the crowd really is pretty decent, but it hasn't been very enthusiastic so far. It's just kind of like sitting on their hands. Not a whole lot there.
Well, you're right. I think that sometimes that sixth man in the stands can really hype up a group of kids. Right now, neither crowd is. They're just kind of sitting there like, oh, okay.
Very lethargic to this point.
Very much so.
Well, so far we've crowned champions in 1A with South Walton, 2A with FAMU, 3A with Father Lopez. Now their crowd was something else. 4A for Ribault. The 5A championship will be Lakewood against Dillard. The 6A will be Choctaw against Edgewater, Holtz, and whomever wins this game. And then we have the 8A semifinals tonight. You being an Orlando coach, you see Edgewater in there. You see Dr. Phillips in there. You see Colonial in there. I guess your town's a little well represented here, huh?
I don't have a problem with that. That's where you wish we want to be here. So that way we can make it a full house. Let's get all of the Orlando teams in the 1 through 8A.
They play pretty good girls basketball there. 13% shooting percentage for Nova, 23.8% for Haines City. There's the ball down low, turnaround jumper. Nice use of the backboard there for Lori.
Lori wanted the basketball. She was upset on the first pass that didn't come to her because it's a mismatch. Henderson is trying to guard her.
Ball's loose, picked up by Haines City. Put this into the lane. They feed it underneath to the basket.
And that's Brown again, finding the open seam.
Brown is 3 of 5 shooting. Yep, they only used the 5 players. We didn't miss any of that, but they don't look to be tired yet. I'm sure they'll take a little 10-minute nap at halftime.
Actually, now you're seeing a little bit of a 2-3 zone set.
Here's a jump shot by Deja Roberts, her first basket. And you do that when you get a little tired, right? Well,
you go to that a little bit, so this is your opportunity. Go ahead and catch a quick, a few second blow, pressure the ball, but gives players an opportunity.
Here's Brown with it. Brown hands the ball off. We are under about a minute and a half left to go. 14-10 Haines City. There's a drive by Brown, throws it up, no good. Grabbing the rebound is Lori. Lori brings it coast to coast and gets fouled on her way. That'll be foul number 1 on Jadisha Johnson. 4 team fouls and 4 individuals with 1 foul apiece. No, that's her second. I'm sorry, but missed one somewhere along the way. Actually, it was on Reddick, not Johnson. Neither team in the bonus yet. With a minute and 24 left to play, and we have a 5-second call. They just did not get the ball in bounds.
And when you have a 5-second violation call on an inbound play, that I would say that drives a coach to gray hair or no hair. Well, okay, Coach Hively has no hair, so I guess it's already done that.
They've already made their mark. There's a collision in midcourt and a foul called against Nova. That'll be on Deja Roberts. They were talking about Devaney there. 5'8" sophomore point guard. Averages 13.8 points per ball game. Scored 20 points in each of their regional wins against Coconut Creek, South Broward, and Palm Beach Lakes. But they've held her in check. She only has 2.
Well, I don't think she's found the rhythm of the game yet. I would say it's not a speed game by any way, shape, and form. It's one of those. It's one of those, again, it's a low-scoring, slow-pace type game. It's one of those that if you take a look at one of the guest teams over on the other side in blue, they're all laying down. It's got, it's one of those, all right, kids, we've got a game going on. No, it's a ho-hum game. See, you don't have to play at 110 miles an hour to be good. You got to play within what you have.
And if you don't have the players to go 110 miles an hour, you just don't do that. Second free throw goes out of bounds.
But a lot of people don't understand that.
Well, Coach Hively says Devaney might not impress with her speed, but her confidence in late-game shooting situations makes her the ultimate closer. So maybe as the game goes on, we'll see a different Bernadette Devaney. Ball lost by Nova again. That's 9 turnovers already. There's a move all the way up. They just throw it up as she's losing her balance in there. On the rebound is Brown, but this time she can't get it to go. Titans will bring the ball across the line. They see an opening. They feed it inside, and it's stolen away. And there's a fight for it, and we have a jump ball call. Arrow goes to Haines City.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I would think that, you've got to give some. Here it is, the end of a potential quarter going into halftime. Go ahead and get a sub in or two to give your mainstay players even 39 extra seconds of rest. And who's to question coaches, right? I mean,
Well, the bench for Haines City has scored only a total of 131 points among the 4 of them, and 88 of those are from one player alone. So you can see they don't play a lot. There's the ball lost out of bounds by Haines City. Their 8th turnover. Still 14-10. Not going to be much more than that by the time that horn sounds to end the first half.
Well, we could have either a 2-point or a 1-point differential, depending on what Nova does right here.
And Nova, who's never had the lead, will drive, they'll shoot, and they'll score it. Lurie with the bucket, making it a 2-point game, and no shot at the buzzer to end the first half. 14-12. It is still a Haines City lead. Well, you think, Coach, with 26 points scored that the offenses were bad, but was that really the case?
No, I don't think the offenses were bad. I think, first of all, both teams play pretty good defense. They have similar structures in their offensive system. They both like to drive and look for the drop, the little dime, for the assist. If you take that away from them, you've got to become jump shooters. We have some players, obviously you've got Haines City with 5 kids that have yet, they've played all 16 minutes of the first half. I'm going to question to see how long they can actually go. I think Nova's got a lot more depth, but they've only used one off their bench so far. So in the bench wars, I give it to Nova just because it's 1-0.
And the fact that Nova's only down by 2 puts the advantage to their side for that very reason. So we're at halftime, 14-12. Haines City has the lead. We'll have the second half coming up.
All right. One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
At halftime, 14-12 in favor of Haines City over the Nova Titans. We get our microphones going. We'll be all set to go for the second half. Coach, let's take a look at the shooting percentages. Holy cow.
Yeah,
You put the two together and they only hit 50%. Man.
Well, first for Haines City, 6 of 26 from the floor, 1 of 1 from three-point land, but they only shot really about 23% from the floor. Nova, not much better, 5 of 18 from the floor, 0 for 6 from 3. They're shooting at about 27, almost 28%. Look at a couple things, 20 rebounds for Haines City, 15 for Nova. The turnovers, 11 for Nova, 7 Haines City. But the big key is you've got 2, 4, 6, 7 kids that have played for Nova. You have the starting 5 for Haines City.
Well, Haines City coach Ladrita Aiken said that the demeanor of the Hornets is humble as usual. She says that her team bases itself on conditioning. Well, you have to if you want to play 5 players.
5 players, 32 minutes a game times the number, let's see, 31 games so far. That's a lot of minutes.
Well, the reserves only score an average of 4.6 points per ball game. So you can see how little they are used. And we have the same starters as we begin the second half. Nova has never led. They're the team in the white, going from our left to our right. Now watch out if this young lady right here, number 14, starts to warm up. She could carry this team a long, long ways. She's going to put up a deep 3, and there she goes. Well, that might be exactly what their game plan is. First lead for Nova. Haines City in the front court. Henderson, we have a whistle. And the ball's turned over.
Well, right away, I think you're right. Devaney is got to get herself going offensively. Again, I don't think that Henderson for Haines City has gotten really into an offensive flow yet. She doesn't really look to score. She looks to drive and dish, but she hasn't done a whole lot of that either. This is a game of contrast from the team that we're going to see. Whoever wins this game versus Buchholz tomorrow, it will be a total different contrast because Buchholz wants to play an up-tempo 94-foot game.
Well, Henderson's only 1 out of 5 with just the 1 assist. Devaney's now 2 out of 7 as she starts to drive and has the ball tipped away, and she's 0 for 3 or 1 for 4 now from 3-point range. She has given her team the lead at 15-14. Here's the inbounds, and the shot will not be good. Fight for the rebound, it's no good either. And here comes Haines City again. Quickly into the front court, trying to run. Losing the handle on the ball, getting it right back again to the near side. That's a feed pass inside and a whistle. And a personal foul is called on Devaney. That'll be her first.
And that time the defensive reaction for Nova was a little bit slow, getting over on the quick ball movement by Haines City.
Well, Devaney played all 16 minutes in the first half, and she's kind of winded right now. On the line is Jasmine Reddick. Misses the first one. 8 points for Brown to lead Haines City. Right now, 5 points for Devaney to lead Nova.
Reddick, a 41% free throw shooter.
Wow. Second free throw by Reddick's no good as well. Fight for the rebound, and out of the pack comes Nova, and we have a pushing foul against Haines City. This will be on Aikens. And for her, that's foul number 2. Well, Coach Aikens coached this Haines City team to a 7th place finish in the AAU Nationals last summer. Coach Aikens having some success even during the off-season. Ball out between the 2 circles. Nova trying to widen their lead. Oh, there's a brick thrown up by Devaney. Steals the ball and lays it in. That's pretty heads up. 7 points for Devaney. She scored all 5 of the points here in the second half. Ball stolen away as Haines City turns it over again. There's a charge.
That's definitely a good call.
He didn't indicate a charge. Are you going to call a block?
No, actually, they signaled charge.
Okay. The foul's going to be on Lurie. That'll be her second. 17-14, 3-point lead for the Nova Titans. There's a drive of the lane, but shot won't go. On the rebound, it comes to the free throw circle. Nobody's there. Young lady, the ball's thrown away. Well, the turnovers have started to mount up here in the second half already.
Well, you can also see the speed of the game trying to pick up, and I think that's what Haines City actually wants to do, is make a little bit quicker tempo.
Kiana Lurie, number 23 for the team in white. Might be a Division I prospect. Hasn't received the offers, obviously. He's only a sophomore. Here's the inbounds. Devaney has it. Devaney going one-on-one up court against Akins. She drives to the lane, throws it up, no good. Weak side rebound, put back is good. There's the one we were just talking about, Lurie with the bucket. 5 points and a 7-0 run and another steal. Down court, shot is up and no good. Fight for the rebound, loose on the floor and taken by Haines City. Quickly, they've got the fast break going. And a foul is called. This will be against Coward. That'll be her third personal foul.
It's all of a sudden, it's really, I think, more Nova wants to pick up the tempo a little bit. I think they made a couple adjustments, came out very, very early. On the other side, Haines City stayed in the locker room a very, very long time trying to get a second win. They have yet to score in this quarter.
Here's the free throw, and it's good. That'll be the 3rd point for Henderson.
Henderson only a 59% free throw shooter.
Brikia Henderson says, Coach Akins always teaches us to set an example as a basketball player and a student athlete at the same time. So she has the right attitude. Doesn't have enough to make that free throw, though. And here comes Devaney. Devaney for Nova. Nearly loses the dribble. Kelly-Neff along with Coach Rick Victor. We're in the 7A semifinals. Buchholz will be the opponent. We have a timeout called by Nova. So Buchholz, who is very impressive, and you know what they scored 70 today in their win. Was that the final score?
I will tell you.
It is 79. She had 79 to 73. Well, I can guarantee you one thing, Coach. Nobody's going to score 79 in this game.
Wait a minute. What gives you that idea, Kelly?
19-15 with 5 minutes to go in the third period.
I mean, you know, we've got a football score. We've had a field goal and a touchdown.
And one of them went for a 2-point conversion. Well, we've got ourselves a close game anyway. Nova, back 4 years ago now, lost in the 5A title game to Lake Howell, 50-39. They're back, hoping to get back into the title game again this year. Here's the inbounds, just to our left, as you can see us sitting down there in the corner of the screen. Here's the inbounds to Devaney. Nova in the white, going from our left to our right. They've outscored Haines City now, 7-1 in this period. Neither team has hit double figures in any quarter yet. Haines City led at the end of the first period 5-4, then added 9 points to Nova's 8 in the second period. There's a bump. And a foul on Akins. That'll be her third personal. So they're going to have to start putting somebody in off that bench.
They're going to have to.
And everybody who comes in off that bench is going to be very cold, having not played at all. Devaney on the inbounds. And finds the open girl who makes an attempt at a reverse layup, misses. but the rebound shot is in for Roberts. Now it's a 6-point ball game for Nova. Quite the turnaround. The feed pass inside, ball's loose. Grab put up there by Brown. Brown can't get it to go. Rebound shot no good. Pulling down the board is Carranza, the 5'11" sophomore. And Nova just kind of walks it up court.
Now this is interesting.
They're
going to a spread offense, trying to run a little ISO for Delaney.
He's got the ball now. Now they give it up far side to English Lurie. It's not a stall. There's a purpose to this, right?
Well, I think it's a combination. They've got a 6-point lead, but it looks like Coach Hively wants to air it out just a little bit, try to put the pressure on him, have Haines City make mistakes, and that's exactly what they're doing.
English Lurie gets the bucket. It's now an 8-point ball game. Nova up by a considerable amount considering the pace of this game. Here's a lay-in by Brown. Brown with her first bucket of the second half makes it a 6-point game again. And Devaney finds the open girl, and she puts it in and is fouled. Boy, that was an off-balance shot. Carranza gets the bucket and goes to the free throw line. Kind of like Nova took their vitamins at halftime, huh?
Well, I just think that they made some adjustments at halftime that were very simple adjustments, and I think one of it was I think that they needed to pick up the pace just a little bit. Haines City wants to play that fast-paced game at times, but with 5 kids in the game, they're not going to try to outdo. And I think that right now they're getting beat at something that they normally would love to do.
13-3 run to begin this period. Ball stolen away again. Haines City with the turnovers. Nova on a fast break, and the layup will not go. Offensive rebound coming out of the pack is English Lurie. Just in front of the Nova bench and Coach Jason Hively. Into the corner, three-pointer, it's good. There she is, Coach. There's Devaney, 8 points in this quarter. An 11-point lead. And a timeout is called by Coach Akins for the Hornets. This is one of the more dramatic turnarounds we've seen all week.
Well, again, spreading the ball is spreading it out. This becomes, Coach makes a decision, goes to a spread. Patience, it gives them an opportunity to run the clock a little bit. And what it also does is it opens up the drive lanes depending on how the defense is set up. And if you sag in the middle on that spread, it opens up Delaney in the corner, which she buried. All of a sudden now momentum is big shift, and now it's an uphill battle for Haines City.
Delaney hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to beat Palm Beach Lakes by 3 in the regional final. And we can see she has a nice touch from that range. She has 8 points in this period alone and has brought her team back from a 6-point deficit to an 11-point lead with 2.5 minutes left to go in the third period. The winner will be taking on Boo Holtz, who was a victor earlier today. Well, if you're looking for something to do this evening, just tune us right in again, because we have the 8A semifinals as the big schools take to the floor. You have Dr. Phillips, the defending state champions, that are going to be playing at 7 o'clock against Dwyer, and Colonial against Miami in the 8:30 game. Shooting percentages 7 of 30 in the ball game for Haines City. That's 23.3%. Ball loose on the floor, finally picked up and put in.
And Henderson with the putback. Jasmine Brown diving all over the floor.
Well, they needed that bucket. Now it's back to single digits again. Here's Delaney, stops, she's double teamed, finds a teammate behind her, and gets it right back again for a 3, too short. And a whistle on the rebound attempt.
I'm going to be curious to see who they call a foul on here.
And it looks like it's going to go against Haines City. And that'll be right. Ready. That's 4 fouls on her. Well, Coach Akins, somebody coming in. Nope, they're still not going to put in a sub. These girls have played every minute of this game so far, and we have 2 minutes to go in the third period. Now we have our first sub coming in. With the ball is Roberts. Roberts in the lane, loses the handle, gets it right back, and then loses the ball. It's only the second turnover of the second half against Nova. In the front court, they find the open girl underneath. Nice lay-in by Brown. Back to a 7-point game as they scored the last 2 baskets. Here's Devaney, and she loses the handle on the ball. All of a sudden, the pendulum swinging back again. Here's the ball stolen once again by Nova.
Not a wise decision by Akins on that pass. It should have been up higher. She tried the line drive pass, and that was like just sitting there in the center fielder waiting for that mistake to happen.
Here's English Lurie. Here they go with that spread again. Watching the official. Notice her eyes, watching the official, making sure she knows when he starts counting. She'll drive, have her shot blocked. Here comes Haines City. And they're going to, I was going to say they're going to slow things down. They are. Akins. And we have a timeout called by Ladrita Akins, who seems to be a little upset over there, Coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch and see what she's doing. I think she was a little bit more upset at her own daughter for not getting the ball to Henderson right when she was wide open. There was no defender there, and so now, again, it's still an uphill battle. They got themselves into this position, and you have to claw yourself out. You just got to keep clawing and clawing and clawing. Haines City, again, this is the first sub that they've had brought in, and that's Quishonda Florence, first sub in. She averages about 3 points a game. She plays a little bit, but when you take a look at the numbers and you see 5 kids with 21 and a half or now a little bit more minutes in a game, it takes its toll. And again, whoever wins this game, if Haines City pulls it out, I don't know if they'll have enough legs for tomorrow.
Oh, Brown inbounds, and we're back to action again. Jump pass down underneath is tipped back out. Taken by Henderson. We're in the final 40 seconds of the first half, or third period. There's they got away with a walk that time, and Johnson scores the bucket. Hornets now back to within 5. They were down by 11 just a moment ago. Here's Devaney. Devaney gets one-on-one. Brings her right back out. They might as well run the clock down now as the coach tells them how much time's left. There's a drive and a feed pass in the corner, and a jump shot is good.
It should have been a charge on the pass.
As at the end of the third period, and an excellent period for Nova. Nova leads it 30-23 as we head into the final quarter in the 7A semifinal. We'll be back in a moment. As we come back for the fourth period, some teams, coaches motivate players in different ways. Ladrika Akins in a game against Bartow near the end of the season this year when the team was just tied at halftime and she thought they should have had a bigger lead. She pulled out some photographs from last season's state finals when they lost just to motivate them and remind them of their goal.
That's interesting. Yeah. I can't do that at Nona.
You don't have any pictures?
Not of the state finals yet.
No, that's right.
No, I have those from a different high school.
10 of 33 in the ball game for Haines City. That's 30.3%. Nova shooting 37.1% on 13 of 35. There's a wish thrown up there, and the ball taken by Nova, and a foul called against, looks like, Aiken. That's her fourth.
That's going to be Aiken's fourth foul there. So now we're getting into issues.
The reserve that's in there right now is Florence, who's number 10. Now Coach Aikens looks on the bench and looks like she's going to make a substitution at the next break. Nova has the ball and a pretty good sized lead for a game of this kind, 7 points. Back outside comes Devaney. As Rick mentioned, no seniors in that starting lineup. In fact, they've used 2 players off the bench, and neither of them are seniors either. Nova has only 2 seniors on the entire roster. Devaney out between the circle, starts to move, and has her shot blocked. Here comes Haines City. And there's a travel. Or is there a foul? I think one official's asking the other. Going to be a travel. 15 turnovers, including 7 just in the last 9 minutes.
Here they go with that spread again.
Are they getting what they want out of this?
Yeah, they actually are, except for when they turn. Oh, goodness.
They turn it over right there. Now they have 15 turnovers as well. And there's a foul after the turnover.
The purpose, Kelly, of running a spread is they feel that they have guards that can get to the bucket and drop off a pass if they need to. They're reading the defenders right now. The defenders for Haines City they're kind of keeping a foot in the paint, so it means it opens up the shooters. Well, you've got to defend Delaney. If you come out on her, that opens up the drive lane even more.
That was the 4th foul on Coward, so Nova has a player in foul trouble. Haines City down by 7 in the lane. A drive, and they just throw up a prayer, but they won't go in. But the foul will be called, and so going to the free throw line will be Janisha Johnson. Nova, Broward County in South Florida opened their school in 1963, so they've been playing ball for quite a while. Here's Johnson, who averages 13.9 and has 4 points total in this game.
And she's a 49% free throw shooter.
Oh, they got to keep that in mind if that comes down to the end of the game.
As a team, Haines City is just about 54, almost 55%.
Wow. There's the free throw. It's good. Maybe that plays into what you were saying about their legs being so tired towards the end of the game. And of course, that's a big part of shooting free throws, is having your legs in it. Back to a 5-point game. And back outside. And here comes the point guard, which is Kiani Lurie. Nice move, feed to the baseline, and drive, a short jump shot, good. That was Coward in there with her 4 fouls, picks up her first bucket of the ball game. There's a shovel shot that won't fall. Looks like sometimes these girls take shots just to draw fouls.
They do, and really, I would rather have, instead of, making that effort and not getting the call, you've got some things in your game that, like a jump stop, that you drive hard and you pull up and shoot a little jumper. Those are things that we call fundamentals.
There's the shot underneath that hits the side of the backboard, and they throw up another one. It's no good either. Another rebound. She got 3 shots, did Johnson, and none of them fell. 5.5 minutes left to go. We have a whistle. And it looks like another, is that a turnover? Or
she stepped out of bounds, yeah.
So another turnover for Nova. They're trying their best to keep Haines City in this game. The inbounds by Jasmine Brown. Far side to Henderson. Henderson drives, spins, puts it up and in.
I'm going to say it as much. I'm watching the players on Haines City. As much as you say conditioning, I believe in conditioning. I'm a coach that runs my kids very, very hard. That conditioning is important. Right now, Haines City, they have very little gas in the tank.
Devaney scores, and a timeout is called on the floor. You don't see him pulling on their shorts or anything, but you can tell by their expression on their face.
You can tell when a loose ball is there early in the game. Early in the game, they're diving after it. Right now, they're looking at it. There's a huge difference. And I take a look around and you see whether or not Buchholz is here to watch or not. You can tell in watching the speed of their game. They're going to keep Thomas on the floor, but they have a little bit deeper bench, and they just keep going and going and going. I tell you right now, the game is in the championship game tomorrow that we get the opportunity to call is going to be a huge contrast of style.
No matter who wins this one.
Right, exactly. It's going to be a contrast, total difference of style of play. Buchholz is always up-tempo, wants to pick it up up-tempo. I don't know, I think that, right now, if we say Nova, they're a little bit better in a half-court game. They want to slow it down, but use their intelligence to attack the bucket and try to get some things. Mismatches, they read off the mismatches.
Yeah, they have a problem with the A player being taken out of the game, and now she has to come back in. That's the reserve, Morayo Anagarumba. She comes into the game. Here's a move down underneath, and the foul call on Roberts. Looks like Roberts, is in perfect defensive stance, arms straight up.
Well, and I think that's something that, we teach a lot. That's a fundamental thing where you teach from floor to ceiling. As long as you don't bring your arms down, it's got to go. And if you get a player to jump into you, to me, that's an offensive foul.
Here's the free throw. Haines City needs some more points, and they put this one up and in. That's Aikens with their third point of the ball game. Aikens, a 54% free throw shooter on the year. And she's 100% here. And it's a 5-point game again. So give Haines City credit. They had a 6-point lead, saw that evaporate and turn into an 11-point lead for Nova. Now they're back to within 5 again. Kelly Neff along with Rick Victor. There's a layup. There is what they need.
And right there was a good example. Lurie attacks Reddick. Reddick with 4 fouls.
Offensive rebound and the put back by Henderson. Well, keeping up with him, but at this point, Haines City can't afford to trade baskets. Here's the ball taken away, and they missed the layup. Hurried that one a little bit too much. Down underneath, spin move, shot up and in. They got that pendulum going again. Now it's a 3-point game. 4 minutes left to go in the fourth period. There's a move to the lane and a whistle. That was kind of a touchy foul, wasn't it?
Compared to what we've just seen. Yeah, I think that they were playing lacrosse down at one end, and all of a sudden that was powder puff football.
Yeah. Johnson with her first personal foul. And to the line goes Lurie. Lurie has quietly picked up 10 points. She averages right there at 9-9. Left-hander will make the first one. And Nova increases this lead to 4. Look at that shot behind the basket there. You can see the intense look in the players' eyes as they come up and try those shots. That one's in too. And we have a media timeout. Nova obviously is a school that prides itself on academics as well. They were a blue ribbon school of excellence. 22 AP courses in this school. They have 2,600 students. Have a good debate team. I don't know what that has to do with this game, but they have a great debate team.
It means they can. I heard something yesterday you might find interesting because we're seeing women's basketball. Women actually talk. People talk more than men. They talk about 20,000 words a day.
Really?
Men's about 3,000 words a day. I found out. No wonder I don't get a word in edgewise.
We're using all our words in this one, and we'll be doing it again tomorrow. And the rest of today, we still have a couple of Class 8A semifinals, and then all 4 of the remaining finals are going to come up tomorrow. Lakewood against Dillard, Choctaw against Edgewater, and Buchholz against the winner of this one. And, of course, we have no clue as to who's going to be in the 8A finals. Dr. Phillips, obviously, is here despite losing their best player for the entire year. Shooting percentages for the game, we're up to 41% for Nova, 30% for Haines City. And it's kind of evening out in shot attempts as well. Haines City is still taking more shot attempts, 43 to 39. Rebounds, 33 for Haines City, 25 for Nova. Yet Nova's winning the game by 5. Here's the inbounds by Jasmine Brown. Well, a bucket here could, especially if it's a three-pointer, could end up making this very interesting. Here's the move to the left side and into the lane. Layup is high off the backboard, but in. Aikens with their 4 fouls, scoring another bucket. Now we have a 3-point game. Nova will travel.
And you can see now all of a sudden, I guess, Haines City, 3 quarters worth of lethargic style basketball. They save their energy. The fourth quarter goes in, and all of a sudden the pressure, the nonstop, relentless pressure that we're used to seeing a Haines City team go, all of a sudden is right here, right now, and we've got a game again.
Nova's defensive average is 38.4, and Haines City scored 35. And they steal the ball away, does Nova. Meanwhile, Haines City's defensive average is 32.3, and Nova has 38. Nova with only 3 minutes left to go in this semifinal. A layup that banks in. Lurie had 4 points at halftime. She has 14 total for the game. 5-point ball game once again. Hornets on the attack, and they lose it out of bounds.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you play a Haines City team, you can actually pack it in because they want to drive to the basket. They don't really shoot a lot of outside threes or jump shots.
Haines City going back on defense, full court to defense. In fact, they've only made 1 attempt from 3-point range, and Jasmine Brown hit that early on.
And I believe that's her 5th personal.
And you look to be correct. That will be number 5 on the coach's kid, Jonay Aikens, who has fouled out with 6 points. And coming back in is Quashonda Florence, who up to this point has played 4 minutes in this game. On the line, it's English Lurie, averaging 7.4. She has 6. With 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to go, she's trying to widen out that lead for the Nova Titans. Takes her time and puts it through.
Free throw percentages for Nova, if you take a look at their team as a whole, 73, 82, 90, 66, 71, 72, 63, 61.
Wow.
And I jinxed them.
Yes, you did. You missed that one. Here comes Brown with the rebound. Only 4 girls have scored for the Hornets in this game. They're still just within 6. Here's Brown, drive edge, a blocking foul. Well, the defending player, if she had stood her ground, would have gotten a charge, but she moved back a couple steps.
Well, it's an interesting, the block charge is one of those interesting calls. In our game against Lake Wales, we actually took 6, and they only called 1 of them.
Oh, my. Carranza with her first foul. Here's Jasmine Brown on the line. And she misses. Offensive rebound put back is also no good. Brown going for the rebound, diving for it, but Nova comes out of the pack with it. Approaching the 2-minute mark, we have a whistle, and we have a timeout called by Nova as Coach Hively saw them in trouble a little bit. Coach Aikens apparently does well off the court. She coached volleyball, the club team over the summer. She is in her 14th year of coaching. The Haines City Hornets looking for their 28th victory of the year. Nova's only won 21 times. Talked about Haines City and who they've lost to this year. They lost their first 2 games to Winter Haven, then a team out of North Carolina beat them. Then South Broward beat them, and Gainesville beat them. And that was probably a little more than halfway through the season. They've won every game since. Nova lost 2 in a row at the beginning to Coral Springs Charter, whom we've seen here this week, and Dillard. Then they lost to a couple of teams from Georgia. Then they lost to South Broward. Then they lost to Dillard again. They even lost to South Broward in the district and beat them in the regionals.
South Broward 7A, huh?
I'm not sure.
No, they were
it must be if they're in the district.
Yeah, it must be
right.
in the district. So they've dropped down because when we played them in 07-08, they were big school.
There's the ball stolen away on the inbounds. Jump shot, 3-point range, no good. That's only their second 3-point attempt of the ball game. 2 minutes to go, and we have a jump ball called. 31% shooting for Haines City, 42.5 for Nova. Well, they didn't really need a 3-pointer at that point, but they went ahead and put one up anyway. Here's Nova. Nova moving into the front court and getting it in the corner and then right back outside again. That's Carrazza. Carrazza between the circles to Devaney. Devaney's had a good solid game as a reaching and foul is called against Haines City. I think Devaney hasn't gone out of the game yet. Neither is Lurie. 3 players on Haines City haven't sat down. Henderson, Johnson, and Brown. They've played every second of this ball game.
Yeah, the only reason they didn't get a chance to sit down is because they didn't get into foul trouble.
Free throw's no good. Haines City still has some life left in them. Need to hurry a little bit more, I would think. And ball's tipped out of bounds. Every free throw for at least the next couple of fouls will be 1 and a bonus. Ball played in by Brown on the far side. 3-pointer is in. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. I might have to sit on the edge of my seat for the rest of this one. And I'm not sure what that was all about.
I'm thinking we have a delay of game warning.
Slap hit the ball when it comes through the hoop. On the inbounds, it's Bernadette Devaney. Well, this might be determined by who makes the fewest mistakes in the last minute and a half. Devaney needs to get it inbounds, and it's stolen. Brown comes up with the interception. Now all of a sudden the Haines City fans are starting to get excited. Layup good. It's a 1-point game, and they throw the ball away on the inbounds. No, it's knocked out of bounds, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Titans.
And it's going to be inbounded, I believe, underneath the bucket because no one contacted the ball.
Good play on the part of Haines City. They could have taken the ball and had to go 3-quarter court. But now with 1:15, how far do you hold the ball? How long do you hold the ball before you start moving, Coach?
Well, I think right now for Coach Akins, you don't take away anything. You go and get to the bucket. You get your bucket, and then you keep putting the pressure on because right now that's what got them back in the game. So, and you see Nova a little bit getting flustered with the pressure that Haines City has. All of a sudden, Haines City found their legs. They found their third wind. And it's really intense. And so Nova's not matching the intensity on their side, and that's why they've turned the ball over 2 times in a row to give Haines City an opportunity. Now, if Haines City takes the lead right here, now the crowd will get back into it, which we haven't heard the crowd at all night long. So with 1:15 to go, we might find the crowd as well.
Well, you have a foul situation where everything, at least for the next couple of fouls, is going to be 1 and 1 instead of a 2-shot situation.
And that's a disadvantage to Haines City because they're not a very good free throw shooting team.
Haines City gets the ball. Down by 1. They've been down by as many as 11 in this second half. Here comes the inbounds. Jasmine Brown under the basket. What did the coach drawing up? Ball in the corner, into the lane. Up, a little bit of trouble, so they have to pass the ball out, and we have a 3-second violation. Got in there and couldn't get out.
Now they basically put themselves in jail.
Here's the Titans on the inbounds amidst pressure, and the ball's knocked right out of bounds again. Clock showing 1:09 left to play. Nova might wish they had some of that time back when they were in that spread. They get the inbounds, get it into the front court. So who they?
Oh, goodness gracious!
Almost a steal.
Wow! Wow! I can't help that one, Kelly.
Henderson and the rest of the crowd, and I'm sure some of the Nova fans are thinking the same thing, that perhaps that should not have been the call. Well, the worst free throw shooter on the team is still pretty good at 61%. That's English Lurie. That's number 24, so she might be the one that they decide to foul if they need to. She's right here at midcourt.
That was two railroad trains colliding. Henderson going for the ball. Both kids going for the ball.
Big free throw for Lurie. 15 points on the day. Now a 2-point ball game with 1 minute and a second left up there on the clock. Lurie's free throw is good. She made them both. Left-hander coming through with 16 points. All right, 1 minute left. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Made a deep three attempt. He didn't need really a three. Could have gotten a two. Ball's tipped and taken by Nova, and at midcourt we have a foul.
Wow.
Johnson thought she was playing some pretty good defense there. They got whistled.
Well, she was down on her knees, though.
That is foul 10 now.
All of a sudden, we kind of had a sluggish game for a long time, and all of a sudden it's gotten pretty interesting.
Here's Lurie. Lurie's a 63% free throw shooter. She just made two. As she puts it up and through.
She's 5 for 5. Actually, no, let's see. Am I correct?
Well, she made two a minute ago.
So she was 6. It's now 7 to 7.
Here's the second free throw, and it's good as well. A little breathing room for the Titans. 45-40. Here comes Haines City. Brown starts to drive, puts it up, just throws it up. Offensive rebound put back is good by Johnson. Well, they must not have any timeouts left, or they would have used one right there. And the ball's stolen, and there's a layup. Well, my. 19 seconds to go. It's a 1-point game. Into the front court come the Titans. They drive, and they're fouled.
And see, here's they allowed the ball to get so deep. If you're going to make that foul, you got to make the foul back about 90 feet. You don't go in for that way. It's a 1-and-1 or a opportunity of that, but it's a double bonus situation.
Right. That will be the 5th personal foul called against Jasmine Reddick. So she's the second young lady to foul out. She fouls out with no points. She's replaced by Henderson. No, they haven't replaced her yet, have they? Only have 4 players out there.
They're talking to.
Okay, you try it.
Anaga Rama. Rumnawa.
Okay.
I'll just call her Mariah.
Okay. Yep, number 20. Number 20 is in there right now.
No, Mariah's in there.
Here's the free throw. And it is good. Well, the best Lurie can do is give them a 3-point lead with 14 seconds to go. Lurie with her 20th point looming. It's good. So Nova calls timeout right now to set up their pressure. Because they're going to have to go for a 3 here. It's not enough time to get 2 possessions.
Well, not necessarily. You don't have to go for a 3. What you have to do is you drive the bucket, get the and 1. You get the old school 3 versus trying to shoot a 3. Sometimes kids that aren't normally shooters of 3, they have to sit there and think about it. It's better if you do what you normally do by getting to the ball to the rack and trying to draw the contact in the and 1.
Well, here they go. Haines City comes out of the huddle. They have to go the full length of the court. 14 seconds actually, not 11. 14 seconds left to go on that clock. And they'll inbound it. Do you put pressure in the backcourt?
I think you put one person up just to make sure they don't roll the ball.
Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. And they roll the ball anyway, but it only saves them a second or so. Here they are in the front court. Far side, Brown. Brown starts to drive. Brown loses the handle on the ball, gets it right back again and loses it. Then a whistle. No, time.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wow.
Whoa.
How can they call timeout? They didn't even have the ball. I guess they did have a timeout left. They didn't have the ball, I don't believe, at the time they called the timeout.
Well, okay.
Well, that brings the whole new situation to life. Look at Lurie, 10 of 10 for free throws. Talk about clutch shooting down the stretch. As a team, they're 11 of 14 and have a 3-point lead. So now you foul immediately and hope they miss the free throws. That's about your only hope, unless you can steal the inbounds pass.
Yeah, and that's really, I don't know if I would sit there and say I'm going to foul immediately. I'm going to defend the arc.
Oh, that's right. Well, Haines City has the ball. I'm thinking the other way around.
Right.
Yeah. So Haines City will inbound it. Let's see where they put Brown. She's really their only 3-point threat. She's made 23 on the year.
Yeah, and Henderson's hit 22. They both have had one tonight, so,
Well, inbounding it will be Henderson, so she's not going to be the one shooting it. Here's the pass outside. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound tip long, and it's taken by Nova, and the game's over, Coach. Well, Haines City played it right out at the inbounds. They just couldn't get it to fall. They had a good shot.
And you got it to the individual who came off the bench to shoot it, so.
Well, a pretty good quarter for Haines City. They hadn't scored more than 9 points in any quarter. They came up with 21 points in that fourth quarter. Outscored them 21-17, but they needed just a couple of more points to do it. So it's going to be Nova against Buchholz in the Class 7A state championship game. 20 points for Kiana Lurie, 10 of them being perfect from the free throw line. So that turned out to be a fairly decent game after the slow start, huh?
And it did, but the tempo and everything else was established by Nova. But again, it's going to be a contrast of style between Nova and Buchholz tomorrow in the Class 7A state final.
Well, Rick, thanks for joining us, and we want to remind people that if you want a copy of the DVD, you may do so. Just follow the prompts and get yourself a copy or two of the state semifinals. This broadcast, a service of the Florida High School Athletic Association in conjunction with Play On Sports. Again, the final: Nova 47, Haines City 44.